Filipino activists say it's a catastrophe in the making for a country where millions depend on the seas, and they're warning that Japan's decision could prove costly.
And you're talking about the Philippines, how many days it will arrive? It's almost instant. You don't know the flow of the water. Once you have put it in, it's there.
Assurances by both the Japanese government and the UN's nuclear watchdog that the treated radioactive water being released poses no harm have failed to convince skeptics. In the South Korean capital, police arrested student protesters who stormed the Japanese embassy in Seoul. The South Korean government is urging the Japanese to be open and honest about what's being done.
Our government hopes and urges the Japanese government to continue to transparently and responsibly disclose information throughout the process of discharge that will continue for the next 30 years.
Remarks out of Beijing have not been as measured. China reiterated its opposition by summoning Japan's ambassador.
Such an act blatantly shifts the risk of nuclear pollution to the neighboring countries, including China, and the international community putting its own interests above the long-term well-being of people in the region and around the world. It is extremely selfish and irresponsible.
It's a sentiment shared by Chinese people, especially workers in the seafood industry.
How could it not have any effect on us? If it didn't, then why would they discharge it into the open sea? Can't they just keep it in their own country?
In the future, we will avoid importing these raw materials from Japan. We might consider using ingredients from Russia instead. We need to firmly boycott Japanese products in the future.
The Chinese government's done just that, imposing a blanket import ban on Japanese marine products within hours of the wastewater release. Manila Bay behind me here is around 3,000 kilometers from Fukushima. But people here and all the way to Pacific Island nations are concerned because they say water pollution has no boundaries. Barnaby, Al Jazeera, Manila.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.